And that button. And there we fucking are.
Hi, people. It's Friday, and it's DOK. That's us,
That's
which means
us.
we're playing some Anvea, Tomes of Ruin, the game that is now a petting zoo simulator.
It is.
And it's great. It's great.
We got to add some food stalls.
Yeah.
We do. Funnel cakes?
We need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We need to recruit like a pastry chef of some kind.
Yeah.
Like that. That's what we need.
Traveling circus or something.
Is that common or urban?
It'd be both. But yeah, we're back. We are down a Dan. He died.
He did.
But he just popped online. So he
just
be
posted
alive.
He's not feeling well.
Oh, okay.
He's a zombie.
He's dead.
Okay.
Darn. Rip Dan. But yeah, down Dan, down Alex, but that's okay. We are in the new city. You guys will be doing some good stuff. So we'll do a little recap. Scroll. So last session, you guys finished reviving Minton the cat, the talking cat of the Minton Brewery. When he woke up, he told you about his run-in with a few different people and characters that happened recently. He said that he ran into Ballastar a few weeks before he died, and then ran into a strange woman who reeked really badly of the blight. And immediately after that, that vulture showed up and smelled the same way and killed him. After that, you left the brewery. Cypress decided it was his time to return to nature. And he turned back into a tree, leaving
And
you
Joe
guys.
broke Chuck's heart.
Yes, a little bit after that.
He would have been a good addition.
No, the real heartbreak came later.
Well,
Yeah.
it's coming up, I guess.
Yeah, because Cypress, the giant tree leshy, helped you guys get your cart through the swamp. You had to do that manually. It took a lot longer. Got a late start on the day. Had to rest out in the wild. And you just had this nice snack box of a whole bunch of animals that looked real tasty to some prairie wolves. So they attacked you guys, but they only killed one. For how badly you guys were rolling, I'm surprised they only killed one thing. But
you're not wrong.
Yeah. We were doing real bad.
But he took a lot of hurt from it, so that's good. But yeah, you guys killed all the prairie wolves, looted them for their pelts and things, continued on through the forest, and then you made it to a big clearing and saw the city of Brindlerook. It's just massive, growing, sprawling city. It's got these 3 tiers of walls from how much it's grown. It's been built around where a river forks, so it's all sorts of bridges and things going back and between on all sides of this river. Made your way into the gates where you triggered this little magic attractions thing, and it told you all about the city. It said that there was a big coliseum, a big grand bazaar that was going to have some teleportation gates that were soon to open up. There's the Twin River Bathhouse, a really fancy inn called the Chris Cove Inn. And then it mentions that the business of the month was the Hefty Habitats Petting Zoo. After that, you were scouted and then robbed by some thieves who tried to steal the Echo Warden off of John. But you valiantly tracked them down and murdered them in the street. Looted their body of all the evidence and snuck off into the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And then John talked to the guards, though, that showed up. After a little bit of that, they escorted him over to the Echo Warden Enclave. And that's where we ended for you guys to turn in this medallion that you got back for the hands of that dead thief.
Yeah.
That's where we pick it up.
Yep.
So you guys have rejoined. You brought the cart around. The street's pretty wide here. Every so often it'll kind of narrow down as there's stalls and carts and little things that people have set up to sell things. And you're not too far away from where that like grand bazaar market is, and that kind of sprawls all over. Yeah, you meet back up. Minton the cat is up on top of the little petting zoo cart as normal, and he stretches. You hear his claws scratching, still doing a number up on the wood up there. And he lays down. He's like, I'd rather stay out here. There's a good beam of sunlight here. He's just laying on his back. And you guys are outside of this Echo Warden Enclave, which is like comically different than the other buildings around it that all kind of fit this like, medieval feel. But this one's like this Gothic hunting lodge. It's got skulls all over it and wrought iron spikes and things up along. Looks a little out of place, a little hardcore. It's got this giant big set of double doors that lead inside. Here's some sounds coming from inside. Sounds like some people are being kind of rowdy. But,
okay. I guess why don't we leave a car to keep an eye on the cart and we'll go in?
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
People that aren't here are watching the cart.
Yes.
That's the advantage
That
of having a cart full of animals.
Yeah.
All right. So Dan and Alex AFK at the cart as you guys go inside. You open it up. You're immediately met with the smell of, there's lots of like meat roasting and all sorts of nice smelling foods and stews. And much like the outside, the inside is more of the same of this like over the top Gothic architecture. There are skulls and skeletons and taxidermied animals just from all kinds of crazy hunts and things all over the place inside, hanging from the ceilings, mounted to the walls, just everywhere. Not quite to the point where it's, blocking people from moving and stuff, but it's a little noisy with all their decorations there. As you step in, it's not as big or there's not as many people inside as you would think there were with how loud it is. But you see several similar build profile people as Ballastar, just these massive, hulking, muscular people all over the place, loudly laughing and drinking. Their voices will get low a little bit as they're talking to each other, and then they'll laugh really, really loudly. With the doors opening up, guy walks over. As he comes over to like super massive broad shoulders, he's got this really long blonde flowing hair. He's got this big hammer on his back, a super like pronounced square chiseled jaw. He's like, oh, hey, sorry, you must be looking for Chris Cove. It's the other building with the skull on it. People get it messed up all the time. You're obviously not from around here, so no worries.
No, we're here on purpose.
Yep.
Intentionally.
Well, we're not doing tryouts right now, but
No. We're not here to join.
Yeah.
That would be cool to do.
Oh, good. Yeah.
We got a medallion to turn in.
Yeah.
From Balstar.
Yeah.
Agamir, by the way. And he reaches out to like shake whoever's hand has
Agamir.
The medallion.
Yeah, Lonan can, because I don't want to look that comically small. Well, wait, you're a gnome, aren't you?
I'm a gnome.
I'm a gnome and I'm a halfling.
I'll shake his hand.
Save us, Sherman. Save us.
With my human height.
His hand just wraps around yours like comically, and he shakes it. He's not trying to crush your hand, but it's still very, very firm. And he takes the medallion from you. He sombers up a little bit, grasping it. It's like, he said, from Ballastar.
Yeah.
I take it he's no longer with us. Holding this.
It was one of the big birds that bore holes in people.
Mm.
He got hit with some of that chaos blight infection. Ended up fighting off. It was. Yeah.
We put him to rest properly.
We took care of him.
And we also
that's good.
Killed the thing that killed him.
Too.
Yeah.
I like to hear that. Otherwise, we would have done a party out to do it or something. But good to hear that's been done already.
Yeah.
Alistar was a good man. Could outdrink any one of us, but
We drank with
he'll
him
be
once. Yeah.
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 He
I didn't
is-
die, which was impressive.
Mhm.
But
that is impressive.
if I would have drank what he drank, I would have died.
He's one to be heavy on the sauce, but well, hopefully he's in a better place. And
He gave us good advice for taking on a Grusk. So
He did. Yeah. And he
that's
went
good.
out.
That was our pain.
Yeah. He went out fighting.
yep.
That's what we like to hear. Well, and he's like, this thing's kind of big, and it's just like a little bit.
It's
he's
like when you
pinching it
see
between his fingers.
Andre the Giant holding a beer can and he's just like,
A little bit, yeah. He's like, just kind of pinching this medallion between his fingers. Like, well, I guess I'll need to turn this in. You bring this up to Albert. He's just up in the office upstairs. Does all our administrative type stuff, and he sets it back down for you guys to grab, and points over to the stairs.
All right.
Also in this room, I guess Jake, because you shook hands with him, he's going to pat you on the back and he's going to start pointing people out in the room. He's like, you can beat the rest of the guys, I guess, over there. And he points to a halfling that is normal, human sized almost, super buff still. And like, that's Galacticus.
I
Over
appreciate
him, next
that,
to
Joe.
him.
I really appreciate that. Battlestar Galacticus.
Were they partners at some point? I hope they were.
He was like, over there, there's a half giant that's huge. He's just sitting on a small stool, kind of hunched over. He's got some soup in front of him. He's like, that's Gagoron. And then next to him, and you see a Leshy who has a human physique almost of like muscles and things. And they're an aspen tree, so they're all black and white, but their branches have been built out in a way that you've never really seen a Leshy be. And he's also kind of wearing armor and stuff on him. He seems to be like very calmly sitting with his roots tied in a way that looks like he's meditating. And that's Winterleaf, the most hardcore Leshy you'll ever see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is
But
the
yeah,
most
Albert's
intense
upstairs.
Altoid. So
No,
Yep.
and this is Al, and I'm Lonan, and that's Rudiger.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
He kind of scruffles after he takes his hand off of Jake and then puts it both on top of your guys' heads.
like he like almost completely bends over to do it,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
reach that low.
He could just engulf our heads and pick us up. You know.
Probably. Yeah, absolutely. And with that, he turns back around and goes over to join the rest of the people. Chuck.
That's me.
There's this thing. I don't know if you forgot about it, but it's on your character sheet.
Oh, fuck me sideways. I did. Who do I have to fight?
You get your pick, but you're really getting an itching that you got to prove your physical might. All this testosterone and energy around you, it's really flaring up really
know
bad.
what?
So
I'm tough
You
as
got an
shit.
erection right now? You look like you're getting ready to fight, but you also got an erection.
I'm so goddamn angry and hard. I'm gonna go up to that fucking halfling.
okay,
You
see him.
You're too goddamn tall. We're gonna arm wrestle, and if I win, you got to get short.
He smiles a little bit at that. He sets his mug down and clears the table off. He puts his fist out. He's like, all right.
I arm wrestle him with. I'm not a strength-based character. I got this, though. I got this.
Yeah.
Could I lend my assistance in this?
No,
yes.
I got it. I got this.
You sure? I could help you.
This is mine. He's
All
going
right.
down. Halfling
Fair
shouldn't
enough.
be this tall. He's
Fair
a
enough.
goddamn foaling. He's full-sized, not half-sized.
Yep. I like it. All right. Yeah, he puts out his fist, and let me just adjust what his stuff is real quick.
thought I could click on the name athletics. Does that not work?
No, not yet.
Still gotta
I've
use
been
the
trying to
macro.
figure out how to pass arguments, but it can read your character sheet, but I can't launch it yet from the sheet. I don't know how to do that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, just have your token selected and then click that macro. That'll read your sheet. You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that force test there, Chuck.
We're doing 4. It's same difference. Okay.
Mhm.
And what's the thing if it's your context?
If you have the context, this would be society.
Well, yeah, no, I
Or
thought there
desolate.
was or was that a reroll you can do with the context?
Oh yeah. So you get to add your. So if you have the context, you add one
Yeah.
d6 to the pool.
Right.
So you have that checkbox, and then when you're out of an encounter, which this would be considered out of an encounter, you can re-roll once per session if the test was in your context.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Here's my force test.
Ooh.
I'm gonna push. I got 1.
One.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that context reroll and do that all over again.
Okay. You can take the better of either
Okay.
when you do the context reroll.
All right. And
What's
then
better?
I'm gonna push. I get
Same
1.
either way.
Same.
Yep.
The exact same outcome. 1 2 2 6 1 2 2 6. Yeah. Fucking identical end results.
All right. He's going to resist.
Why, Joe? He has that much in force?
Yeah. Wow, you hold on. Like, he doesn't get more than you. So you guys are, poised
Wait.
at it. He's kind of surprised.
Why does his
So the
4,
green-
2, and 5? Yeah, why is that in green?
So the green means that it's looped around. It doesn't mean that they were 6s. The background color. I'm still working on how to represent that.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought
the
they
green
were
just
looped
means
around. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that they were. He looped around so many times that 2s counted as successes.
no.
Like,
No.
what is this, like a fucking 60? God damn. Okay.
Not quite that much. No, he's just rolling with 9 dice. But yeah, so he's very confused. Struggling against you.
I'm tough. The proper
kind of
amount of
adjusts
tough for a
his
halfling.
sitting. Give me another test there, Chuck.
Yup.
You
Now that
continue to push.
Good. Okay. I got a success. Of course I'm pushing. Just 1 success.
Okay.
But Joe, I have a question.
Sure.
Since we did that first roll, and I did roll
Yep.
a 1, and my physical is at 0,
Yes.
I broke myself again.
Yep. But I'm going to see how this goes to determine.
I'm
how
moving my
you get
fatigue up to 5 for now.
Okay.
He can hear the sinews in his arm cracking and popping. I'm like, ooh, that's dislocated.
That's not good. Oh yeah, we get to clear this ego hit too, since you started the deal. It clears right when you start.
Cool.
Cool there. Oh, I forgot to add the context die, but I'm not going to do that. So
Yeah, go roll another d6, Joe.
So
How far is
Joe.
Rodigar flung
Joe.
across the room?
Roll that d6. You owe it to me.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine.
Okay. It wasn't.
Okay,
Yeah, you're good.
4 successes. Versus.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh,
So he seemed kind of confused. You get the sense that he was just
he was
absolutely
fucking
holding
with
back at
me.
the very
Yeah.
beginning. Yeah. And you lead into it again, and you're like, oh, okay. He just completely snaps your arm down. Let's see what a fun injury for you to get is. based off this.
My fatigue is 5. Now
It is 5. Yep. Do a shift click on that fatigue roll, by the way. Oh, no. Oh my God. Wow.
Okay. Does he kill me? Oh, I do get to reset everything.
You get to reset all. Oh, wow. You rolled 4 1s and a 5.
I did good, I think.
Let's see. It's gonna be our first critical entry of the game.
Oh boy.
Wait. I gotta check that
in
off.
an arm wrestling contest.
Check that off.
It is.
Right there.
It's gotta be.
And this is
Chuck, you
physical.
get broken.
That's fair. Oh, you already dragged it onto my character sheet. I am
So
unconscious.
Yes, unconscious and in critical condition as he just throws you through this table, snapping the table in half.
Oh no.
And you were just crumpled, laying there in between the tables. And the other guys in the enclave look at him angry. He's like, "What the fuck, man? Like, you can't do that." Sorry. Like, you're right there, right? And
You said the
I'm
office is up that way,
unconscious.
right? I'm gonna head to the office to turn in the battalion. Al, you got
Everybody's
this.
like, "Oh God."
Yeah, I'll pick him up here.
Okay.
Nice. Thank you.
With that, you hear creaking of wood and stuff too as Winterleaf comes out of his meditation, walks over to you, Chuck. And not that you can see this because you're unconscious, but
Super
his
unconscious.
hand kind of spreads out and his arm is like these woven vines and like branches that kind of resemble biceps. But as he reaches his hand out, these fingers are just individual branches that have spun themselves. So it kind of opens up a little bit and encases you as he does some healing magic.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that he just stabilizes you there.
Okay.
So you're stabilized.
Am I still unconscious?
You are not unconscious anymore. You're woken back up. You're laying there, dazed in between two halves of the table. There's spilled beer and stew and stuff all around you.
Did I win?
You got him. You didn't
Sure,
see it
bud.
coming.
You're a winner.
Nice. All right, if you would excuse me, I'm gonna go use the restroom, and I just walk through the first door I see. gonna go sulk my broken, battered body for a few minutes.
Has a quiet little cry in the kitchen.
Yeah, can't let him see me cry in the tough man place.
Like 3 cooks in the kitchen, like,
your health is reset because it's critical condition. Your fatigue stays the same. You were stabilized, but you're still just like super beat up. And this critical condition does not clear until a long rest, meaning if you get another critical condition, you die. It's just the
Okay.
next. If you ever have 2 critical conditions, the second one kills you. Like whatever it did, you die from that.
What a way to go.
So if you don't get another critical injury before you sleep tonight, then you'll be good.
I don't trust
Okay.
my odds.
Yeah. But a little battered up. If you walk through the first door that you see, pretty much the only door on this level is the one going upstairs to where the lodging is and also where the administrative office is. And as you kind of stumble in there, Lonan and Hal, you see a very beaten up Rudigar, a little bit dazed, but
I
just
pat you on
well.
on the uninjured arm, and I'm like, "We'll come back for tryouts, buddy."
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna go find a desk to hide under. Or a bed, something.
You rolled so incredibly bad on that fatigue test.
Yeah, I did.
Real bad.
Super bad.
But
I'm going
yeah.
to the accounting office or whatever and
yeah.
turn this in.
So you were told to speak with Albert. So you guys walk up, and it's more Gothic architecture up here. You see there's a few rooms on either side. It looks like this is where wardens stay while they're in town. You know, wardens are mostly kind of nomadic. They're usually out and about. It's rare for them to ever be in town for an extended period of time. And you see all these rooms are closed. One of them has like a little sign on it saying that it's occupied. The rest look like they're not being used. And there's like more taxidermy animals in between the doors of each thing here. At the very back of the hall, you see like frosted glass, and there's a little sign that says management. You guys continue down the hallway.
Yeah.
Knock on the door. You hear some voices. Appears to be two people talking on the inside, and they kind of quickly hush themselves. And you hear one voice kind of timidly. You can't really make out what they're saying through the door, but then you hear a voice speak up. They're like, "Oh, that's all right. They can come in." And come on.
All right, go in.
You walk in. You see there's a small man wearing a little vest. He's holding a stack of papers. He's got a little pin on his chest that resembles that Commerce Guild emblem that you saw flash as you first walked through the gates. The little symbol of Daedriel with the shield in front of it. And the shield has like this forked river that kind of represents what the city's built on. See that pinned to his chest. Small little meek man. He's in front of the desk. Behind the desk is an old man, absolutely built and muscular, like the rest of all the Echo Wardens. He's got his hair slicked back. There's streaks of white in it. He's got this really pristinely manicured mustache that's just a perfect trapezoid covering his mouth on his face. And he's sitting there with his arms crossed. He's got these really tiny little glasses that like don't line up with his eyes at all on his nose. It's just arms folded back, leaning back in his chair, listening to this guy. It's like, oh, Eckhart and I were just getting to some business here. I'm sure it'll be quick, right, Eckhart? He's like, yeah, well, I'll just come back. Like, all right, you can leave the papers there. Then he sets them down, scurries out. Yeah, that's all this stuff we have to do. Being a not-for-profit, there's stuff we have to file with the Commerce Guild so we don't get our taxes all screwy. Rather boring. Eckhart makes it more difficult than it needs to be, too. But it is what it is. I take it you met the guys downstairs as they're looking at you, Rudiger.
Yes.
No.
Correct.
I'm not going to have to buy a new chair, am I?
Table.
Oh, God. All right. Well.
Hey, you can write it off as a business expense.
Yeah. And he starts kind of sifting through the papers and
We
pulls one of them out a little bit.
We didn't mean to interrupt you or nothing. We just came to return this.
Oh, you're fine. And as you hold it up, he sombers really quickly.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to how Agmir did. And he's like, I take it you're returning this from someone you encountered that's no longer with us.
Yeah, Ballastar.
He takes it from you. Again, very small in his hands. And he looks it over, pulls out a drawer. You hear some other like similar sounds of these clinking metal things. He sets it into and pats it, closes the drawer again, opens up another drawer, pulls out this giant like leather tome, sets it down, opens it, starts flipping through. You see there's lots of like pictures and profiles of people that resemble Echo Wardens, all kind of like posing differently as he's flipping through them. And he gets to a page with familiar face, Ballastar, and he pulls a stamp out from his desk, dips it in the ink, hits it on his page. You see there's kind of this arcane flashing of purple light. As he closes the book, you see all these sigils light up and then go away again. He puts the book, it's like, that should update the others. He was a good guy.
He was. He
Not bad.
gave us some good advice for taking on a Grusk.
That's good. That's what they're there for. He did his job well. Hasn't been back here in a while. I was hoping to see him again soon, but I suppose that'll be later. He looks at the rest of you and is like, "Oh, it's not a lot, but I can offer you this." And he passes some coin purses out. You just get a D6 of gold for turning this in.
All right.
Like, we're starting to incentivize people to actually return these with how many people are trying to pluck them nowadays. It's getting a little ridiculous. And he's like, "Say, y'all definitely are out of towners. You didn't come in from the east, did you?"
Did we?
No.
You did not. Came in from the west. He's like, "Oh, okay. I've been hearing a lot about blighted people out that direction. There's one by the gates just the other day. I strung up myself. I hadn't seen that in a while. Just trying to get more info on any leads of blighted people and such. But
No,
if you're not from out there, that's okay."
no. We did come out. Well, we had some people from out east try to kidnap us.
No.
Yeah, apparently they're capturing primarily spellcasters. Something to do with working on their trench, their big trench.
Eastlock. Yeah. They started out as pretty good guys. Valiant mission, digging the trench. They've gone crazy. They're pretty brazenly kidnapping people and stuff. That's not ideal.
No,
Well,
not really.
Good you're not out there.
We did hear a rumor of a blighted woman near the Menton Brewery a couple weeks back, but outside of that, we don't know where she would have gone.
Just one woman. Strange they describe them as such. Typically, people can't really tell much about them if they're a woman or not. So, curious.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't far along if that was still identifiable.
Possibly.
Good to know. You said the Minton Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Okay. You see him kind of remember that, and he pulls a little tiny journal out. It's like a little notepad. It's like comically small in his hand. Kind of scribbles it down.
Basically closed down now. So
it's back. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's an old place. Thought it was totally lost." But are there people there?
Not any longer, no.
No.
Okay. That's what I thought. But interesting. I guess we'll keep an eye out for this blighted woman. Strange. Well, appreciate you all turning this in. Was there anything else you were needing?
I don't think so.
Nope. Just thought to do a good deed for a fellow who did right by us.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Where you all staying tonight for the city? I have some recommendations if you don't know.
Chuck, are you muted?
I was. I don't know where we're staying tonight. I don't think we've arranged that. We have a wagon. We've got a mobile petting zoo. So we need to find someplace.
Mobile petting zoo?
Yeah.
Got some competition in town. There's the Hefty Habitats.
Yeah.
Pretty popular with the locals.
I mean, they're not mobile.
They do pretty well. Right. They are definitely not mobile. They do entertaining and such. They'll do, I don't know what you'd call it, catering, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Bring animals to events. But not outside of the city now. Mobile's an edge, I guess you might have on them, but they do pretty good in the city. They have a large plot out on the other side of the river. pretty close to the Chris Cove Inn.
Yeah, I've heard that mentioned a few times. Decent place, or just overhyped?
It's a little bit of both. It's one of the more popular ones. It's one of the bigger ones, so you'll always find a room there. It's right on the river. A lot of people like that. A lot of people come in through there, and it's close to the more quiet parts of town. Got a lot of crime over there and such. So that's where I would recommend. They've got great ale there too. Red Apple. It's awesome. But say if you're not staying there, it's one of the better ones. There's also Share Inn, but a little bit smaller.
All right. Well, maybe we'll check out the competition, and we'll get a room, and and
Yes.
probably check out the bazaar too. You never know what you'll find.
Yeah, there's a lot of people from all over here, and pretty soon a lot more. They're working on some sort of teleporting thing.
Yeah. Been a long time since anybody did a big scale magic project like that, huh?
Not since the skies went black. That's
Ooh.
apparently everyone used to have those in the big major cities, but it's been a while. They've been separated. They used to go intercontinental apparently, but it's been a long time since anyone off world or off continents decided to come here. So
I can't wait to hear about that once I'm far, far away.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Just on the off chance that it doesn't work out.
It should be safer. There's some people that are definitely not thrilled about the teleportation gates being built. It can be a little controversial because, as much as they say they're for us, it's not always only being used by the people that built them. So
yeah. Plus, I can't imagine the folks up in Kethris are super thrilled about it either.
Oh no, they're not at all. They don't make it down here very often. They're pretty. They usually get run out of town if they make themselves known. But we hear stories from time to time of them harassing locals on about their Inquisition, trying to wipe out Easterners. Sad bunch, those Easterners. But
yeah.
Well, I hope you find yourself well. If for some reason you need anything for us too, you can always come back. We don't typically do services for hire or such, but we might know a thing or two about what's out there, and friends of ours now for returning this medallion.
Sure.
Greatly appreciated.
Not a problem.
Good to have friends in high places.
Stand. He doesn't even have to reach or lean over his desk.
Yeah.
His arm just extends past it and shakes you guys' hands and sits back down in his little chair. You hear it squeak and crunch underneath his weight. This is well, I bid you adieu.
Adieu.
Yep. No, head out.
All right, guys, set back out. You see them downstairs. They're trying to kind of put the table back together. They've got it pushed together a little bit, and they have a chair propped up underneath it. And he was just shaking his head man, Albert's not going to be happy about that. Oh, well. As they see you, they wave you on. Enjoy your stay in town.
Bye.
Don't get into other arm wrestling matches there, kid.
Okay.
I think we're gonna go settle it and get a nice evening's rest.
Yeah.
Say that's on par. It's getting not quite a nighttime, but later in the day for sure. Mid-afternoon, getting towards late afternoon. You were pointed over to Chris Cove, which is also pretty close to where the Hefty Habitat petting zoo is. You have to make your way across the bridge. I imagine that's where you guys are going over to. Or
yeah.
Is there anywhere else in town that you're wanting to stay by or
Not
go see?
Tonight necessarily.
Okay.
I think with Rudigar.
I need a nap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he needs a nap. He needs a
That's fair.
hot meal
Yeah.
and to go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you guys make your way through the streets for a bit. You eventually get to this big main through line street that's much wider. There's some carts and carriages. You see some rather large wagons that have all these kind of weird looking pure white stones that are on them that have been carved very nicely. And you see there's a lot of people being kind of like on guard around it that are watching, making sure no one comes up to it. And see that being escorted over kind of towards the bazaar. They've got some casters that are in the group too that are just kind of talking, directing, pointing here and there. It's just this little caravan of these two giant wagons of white rocks. They pass on through. You turn, get to this giant bridge that spans one of the rivers. This would be the Chris River, which is what the Chris Cove is named after. As you go across, see it's kind of like a multi-tiered bridge. There's like a under part of it as well that people go across on footholds and things, but you guys are going across the top here where there's other carriages and stuff. You see people every so often throwing coins over the side, making wishes and such off the sides of the bridge. People here and there.
We should go swimming later,
As you're walking
guys.
across too,
I was thinking something.
you do
similar.
see there are like it's pretty wide, and there's some boats and things going through the middle, but it looks pretty shallow on the edges of the river, and there definitely are people like down at the river's edge. Some people are like washing clothes in it. Some people are swimming around a little bit. There's like little beaches down there. You see there's a lot of docks too. We're kind of poking into it, so it's definitely not impossible to get by the river. Other thing that happens too as you're going across this bridge, you see there's a few pieces of paper here and there that are just kind of drifting through. They're all pretty small, like little almost index card sized, and they drift through. One of them wraps around your leg there for a little bit there, Chuck.
Okay.
So you grab it and pick it up. You see it's a little flyer. It says a free suite at Shares Suites.
Is that where we're going, guys?
No, we're going to Chris Cove. Share
Mhm.
Suites or Share Inn was the number 2 on the list.
I think we should keep it
you
like
see
that.
It's marked kind of on the opposite side of town. Like you guys are pretty much in the middle right
Okay.
now, going across this river, and it's marked up towards the northwest, and you guys are going more towards like the central east part of town.
Yeah. I don't trust them if they have to give away rooms for free.
Well, we can make
It was a
somebody
free
bite friends.
suite at Share Suites. So there was the Share Inn, and then this is Share Suites. It's like a candy shop, it looks like.
Oh,
Oh,
It's
the
like a
different
front
kind of
flyer
suite,
for
not
free.
Like
SUI.
SUIT.
Yeah, SW.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sweets as in candies. Right? There's like
Oh.
little candies and
Well,
chocolates
then
and
I'm
things.
fucking
like,
keeping that card.
and-
Fuck yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah. See, there's like a bunch of these kind of drifting through the air here and there. Some people are kind of snatching and holding on to them. Yeah, you continue your way over the bridge, make it through, you loop around, and as you begin getting closer to where this Chris Coven is, you see why they mentioned the other building with the skulls. You see this doesn't stick out quite as much as the Enclave did, but it's this kind of little cabin, and it's got all sorts of these like animal skulls on the outside of it too. It's got kind of like a witchy type vibe to it, but it looks a lot more like of a decorative kind, like a hobbyist type feel. Less so, it looks like themed, less than like actual. You doubt these skulls might not even be real.
Touristy. I think that's the
Touristy.
Yeah, definitely the word. As you walk into, you open the door, and there's kind of like this greenish smoke that's thinly drifting out. There's music playing on the inside. You see there's like a few cauldrons here and there are set up, and see all this sort of like occult witchy things that are set up. There's people like the barmaidens and such are wearing black dresses. They have just a tiny bit of green face paint on and just kind of comical witch type stuff going around. And you see on the inside it says the Chris Coven, and Cove and Inn are kind of together.
This is where we're staying, right?
Yeah.
Well,
London hates it.
you should feel right at home, Mr. Magic Man.
It's yep. It's like a doctor watching a medical show.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
As you guys walk in, they look at you a little weird. Like you see one of the barmaids they've got their drink platter. They're obviously waiting for someone to come in to greet them. They give a little bit of a pause at seeing how roughed up you are, Rudigar. Like, They look at you, John. They seem a little bit off-put too as well because of your tattoos.
What?
And they look over at Jake. They're like, "Oh, hello, Mister. Are you three staying the night here?"
yes, absolutely.
Why didn't you say hello to me alone in here? You got to think against short people.
No, it's not that. Are you okay, sir?
I got into an arm wrestling match.
With what?
An Echo Warden.
Oh.
I won.
Did you? Okay. Well, I see.
It's a very strenuous match.
I take it you're wanting to rest here for the night.
Yes.
We do have some rooms. Would you prefer the first or the second floor? The second floor is a little bit more expensive, but you get the view of the river, and it's very popular. We have a few rooms that just opened up there. And first floor is a little bit more expensive, or less expensive, but we hear the activities downstairs more and such. So either one that you would prefer.
I say we go. Do you have a lot of what's the window situation on the first floor?
They see the next building.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. Do you got people creeping in through the windows at night?
They don't really get complaints about that, but I suppose they're ground level, so you could do that.
Well,
Why?
I don't want to. I'm just can always be concerned about being stuck in a first floor apartment or room because people break in easier.
On the other hand, if people tried
true.
to break into our petting zoo, which is a fantastic petting zoo, by the way, it's a shorter distance to run to intercept them.
Yes.
True. Okay, first floor it is.
Yeah.
Petting zoo?
We have a mobile petting
Absolutely.
zoo.
With a
We're
talking
mourning
cat.
right now.
Cool.
We do have a talking cat.
Huh.
I'm gonna go get him.
And
Yeah, you might appreciate this. Yeah.
Yeah.
escorted over. He's up there. You see his tail kind of hanging over the top of the cart.
Come on, we got a fancy room we're staying in tonight.
Tail twitches and he steps up. He looks down, hears bell jingle. He's like, "That was strange down there. But I suppose this is where we're staying, this establishment."
Just for tonight.
You could ride on Rudigar's head.
True.
You could claw up their curtains.
I would like to do that.
Cool.
It's a deal. I haven't had curtains to claw for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been convinced. He starts does the thing that cats do where when they're about to jump, where they lean over the edge and put their paws on the side. They're looking and they
There's
jump
a wiggle.
for you there, Chuck. Just lands on top of you and scratches your head a little bit. Not enough to do damage, but
People
then
are far
climbs down your clothes.
too comfortable with the violence, the casual violence that cats inflict upon them.
It's all
they can
love.
They can only retract the claws so far, and they're grippers.
Just saying,
Yeah.
I don't have that problem with dogs.
It's fair. It's fair.
He climbs down and he sits and kind of shakes himself off. And he's like, well, the door then. And points.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Right this way, sir. I'll get the door.
It's this kind of bit of a strutty, prancy walk that he does as he's following behind. And he's like kind of intentionally flicking his bell back and forth so it jingles a bit as he's walking.
Tail up, head up, doing the little strut.
Immediately upon the door opening, he's hit in the face with this smoke that's on the ground. He goes, and he jumps up on top of you there, Jake, because you're the farthest off the ground. And he claws onto your back. So, revolting. We're not on the first floor, are we?
What's wrong with the first floor?
We'll find out if the smoke gets into the rooms or not. And if it does, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Definitely not. You see there's a bit of like a step up into where the rooms are. So the smoke's kind of just pooling down in the main dining area there.
Oh, I'll make sure that the lady that greeted us, make sure that to say, Cat says hi to her.
Says, are you supposed to be a witch? She's like, yes, that's kind of our theme that we're going for. It's like, not a very good witch.
Told you our
cat
cat
see
could
what
talk.
it is.
But yeah.
We didn't say he was a nice cat.
She's like, enjoy your stay. Like, I'll try.
Will do.
You guys make your way over. All the money stuff is kind of hand waved. I would have had you guys roll if you were going up on the second floor, but the first floor is within your just general assumed funds.
Within our budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys make it into the room. There are 4 beds. If you needed more, you would have to go into the room. I'll say that like Dan and Alex probably have their own room. That's where they'll be staying. They're busy getting the cart pulled around, and it's kind of
Do we still
barely
have
fits
that
in the alley
servant with
behind.
us?
No,
we sent him along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deegan
he's-
went off with
The Inquisitor.
Matthias.
Oh, okay.
Up north with Kethris. Yep. Or up north
I'll be
to
right back.
Kethris.
Okay.
Yeah, he had those shackles on him and he wanted them off as fast as possible. And he got the sense that you guys would not be as quick as just Matthias going up.
Okay.
So he hitched a ride with him.
That's fair.
Fair and true.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll say you guys rest the night here. You do a long rest there. Check. Clear that condition off before you do that so it doesn't take one of your fatigue.
And long rest is on the skill tab.
Does that also help with my infected wound?
It does. Well, actually, it depends on. Right, you had that. Depends on what it says on it. If it doesn't mention anything about it resolving automatically, then it does not. You'll have to see someone to get that taken care of.
All right.
Yeah, you'll probably have to see like a healer or someone. I forgot you had that. Yeah, they would have mentioned that. Usually, anytime you have like a condition, NPCs are usually kind of clued in onto that. They'll see like, you should probably get that looked at there, sir. There's a doctor not too far from here. I'm sure he'll be able to take a look at it. His
I'm sure it'll
prices
be
are
fine
not
till
too bad.
morning.
Yeah. Just here's a towel for the bed. She gives you an extra one.
Makes sense, yes.
You guys have
We got
your
raiders.
long rest.
What? Oh, snap. Hey there,
We have
lollygaggers.
raiders.
How's
Awesome.
it going?
Hey guys. You guys do your long rest. Chuck, you're feeling a lot better. Still a little bit like sore maybe, but not enough that mechanically is affecting you. Night goes through uneventful. You wake up to the sound of your chicken and goat bleeding right outside, much to the dismay of the other patrons here. You set on out. Jake, if you're wanting to get that healed,
Yes.
she points you down to as you guys are leaving. This, she says, "Oh, it's go straight down, right before the road turns on the left. Can't miss it."
All right. Thank you very kindly. And I'll start heading down that direction.
All right. So the rest of you follow, probably.
Yeah. Where are we going?
Jake is getting his infection
to get this looked at.
Oh, ooh.
He's got that.
That doesn't smell
It's a
right.
nasty bite mark that from one of the foxes on the back of his neck that's just been kind of bubbling, and it's just horrible. A little bit discolored there. It's been a few days. Not pretty looking.
Gonna have to amputate your head.
Oh,
Been a day.
that sounds
Oh, no.
rough. Yeah, I mean, if they've got to amputate your head, I hate to say it, but I'd be willing to volunteer one of the animals as like a replacement body for you.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I have a very brief story that I have to relate. That I have an uncle. We thought that when his daughter had to have neck surgery, that they were going to actually remove her head and like put it on like a machine to keep her brain going while they did the surgery. Some of my relation might be idiots. I'm just saying.
That'd be pretty crazy.
I think we've all got the idiot wing of our
I feel like if
families.
they could do that, I would trust them on whatever operation they can do.
Oh, absolutely.
This could work here. This could work here, Al, because we could, if you took That's All She Goats, you could just be That's Al He Goat.
I think I'd rather die.
And we could put the goat head on your body.
Thanks, Rutger.
With that, you guys eventually approach. You see this house that's kind of been renovated to look a little bit like a clinic. You see it says Clearwater Clinic. It's got like a picture of that forked road. Like almost every business and everything you see here is like all really leaning in on the fact that there's rivers in the fork, and they're all named after one river or the other, or just the town in general. So you see Clearwater Clinic.
Weren't you supposed to have a city map, Joe?
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, GPT couldn't spit out the map for him, said.
He's all like, I need a map thing that can make 2 rivers.
Get on that.
Yeah. And then I was like, I'm going to rewrite some core mechanics of my game, and I need to fix them before I can run the game on Friday.
What?
Yeah.
Games don't need
So that was
mechanics.
a little more priority. But yeah, hopefully next time I'm going to have a map.
Okay.
But yeah, see this little shop here. As you walk in, there's no one inside. The door like jingles open. Hear a man calling, "Oh, just a moment. Sit in the wherever this room." And it's like a few just seats set out. There's some of them have like stacks of just random supplies and things that have kind of been set in them, and bags here and there. A big stack of papers, another one.
I'll read some several months old town crier missives while I sit in the waiting room.
Oh yeah, yeah. You do see there's some like town newspaper things. You see there's some newspapers from the Brindlerook Press. Some of the stories are all related. Most of the stories are related to troubles over these like teleportation gates. You see a lot of people are kind of up in arms and like protests spark near the bazaar and that type of thing. Then you see here and there, you find another coupon for Share Sweets. Has a different little cutout there on the page that hasn't been claimed. And after a bit, see this man stumble out. It's a very old man. He's got kind of this like scruffy beard that points out. He's got glasses brought up above his head that are kind of like put into goggles. And he stumbles out and he's like, which one of you?
Oh yeah, because
All three of you?
you're still looking pretty rough.
No, I'm
shape.
good. I'm good.
That one.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
oozing a bit from here.
He needs a headectomy.
Then he starts scratching his beard and he goes over to you, John. He's like, you don't need these removed, do you? And he starts kind of
No.
poking at your.
No. Matter of fact, if you know a good tattoo artist that doesn't mind working with maybe more exotic materials, I'd be really interested.
We do have those here, but I don't know any of. I get tasked with removing them from time to time. But
No, I definitely don't need them removed.
there are definitely folk that can do that sort of thing, probably closer to the northern part of town.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
You, sir. He sniffs a little bit. He looks over at you and he puts a finger on your shoulder there, Jake, and kind of spins you with it. He's like, oh, God. What is this from?
One of these, and I'll hold
His
up
goggles.
one of my trophy tails from the prairie foxes.
Oh, and pokes at that a little bit. It's a nasty bite you've got there. It's
Oh, yeah.
infected. Horribly.
Oh,
Well,
jeez.
I've got just the thing. And he, like, come. Pulls you. Door opens. And as you two tried to follow, he's like, not you two.
Oh no.
Slams the door shut.
He did smell a bit like almonds. That's not a good sign, right?
I don't think so.
Which
Is
that
that a
burns.
thing?
I don't know how that works.
Why does that syringe have a skull on it?
There.
Jake, as you
Fade
walk
away
in.
in just a minute.
You see there's lots of just open bottles and things here and there. They've used to have like potions and just random things kind of in them. They're all lined up, but they seem to have been used. There's like a new palette you see of other similar bottles, more full looking. They just haven't been replaced. All this stuff's kind of in a little bit of a disrepair, getting very cluttered and not well organized. But you see like definitely the places that he uses the most just have paths carved out for him to get to, and brings you over his chair. He's like, oh, just lie down here on your front, I guess, and points you to it and gives you a tap on the back.
Yeah.
And you hear him powdering his hands up a little bit. He's like, all right, do you want the one that stings or the one that takes a lot longer?
Well, I mean, it can't sting any more than getting bitten the first time. I'll take the stinging one.
Okay. Pats his hands a little bit. You hear him ruffling through some drawers and things, pulls it out, and he slides over on this stool and hear it roll. One of the wheels gets stuck in a rock and just grinds in the ground a little bit and scoots it over towards you. Pulls out this thing, uncorks it, or unseals the top, takes a sniff of it, and just pulls some of it up in his hands. All right, on 3, 2, slaps it onto your neck. As soon as he does, you feel your neck just convulsing, your muscles and your back and your head pulling in, your flesh bubbles a bit. You see liquid drips down. You feel your neck is like wet as this pus and infection is like being evacuated from your body. Spills out a little bit on the chair in front of you. After a little bit, burning goes away. He goes over, picks up a towel, wipes it clear. All right. Looks good as new. That'll be a D6 of gold. I haven't decided how NPCs communicate that yet. He charges you a D6 of gold.
I will pay him
Yeah,
a D6 of gold.
Give me a random amount of gold. Thank you.
Yeah.
Give me an appropriate amount of currency. Yeah. Burn a D6 of gold or any resource, as long as it's D6, he will take it.
I'll give him the prairie fox pelt.
Okay.
That's a D6 of resource.
Oh, wonderful. He takes it and like, I've got a friend that'll like that, and then kind of steps away. He like just sets it on top of the stack of papers. All right. You sure the friends don't need looked at? You sure that one friend doesn't need his tattoos? And he pulls this like strange machine out. It's like just barely attached to these little wheels. It's got these like several sharp little claw things. And you see this central like needle thing that looks like it has a bit of this cable attached to it running back to a tank. Are you sure he doesn't need those removed? Like,
Well, we were thinking of going to that tattoo specialist you mentioned, but you could have knocked me out for that?
What?
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'll turn around and leave.
As you walk out, he's like, oh, come back if you need more. You guys all are able to leave back out into the streets.
You smell better.
Oh, thanks.
You do. And it looks a lot better. There's like a little bit of redness. Kind of looks like he got sunburned. And you see like a handprint of where he had slapped you with it. A little bit of like a chemical kind of rash. But yeah, you look a lot better. Totally gone. You can clear that from your sheet there, Jake.
Hooray.
Good job.
Well, that was terrible,
right.
but I'm feeling better now. Now that I've had a good cry.
Same. It's amazing how much that helps.
I know, right?
I'm working on doing that for myself soon.
Yeah.
As you walk out and Minton smells that, he's like, it's very powerful, whatever that was.
Yeah, it was.
You hear him scratch more on the top of the wood of your cart. So he curls up and settles back down. You see his tail go over the side.
Put some carpet up there.
Be a good idea, probably. It's kind of hard to see up on top because it's pretty tall, but you imagine it probably doesn't look great as long as Minton's been here. You just hear more and more of this wood like being scratched at all the time.
We should just build like a little canopied thing up on top for him.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like his little throne, like what are the things they used to like carry emperors on and a bunch of people
Palanquin?
would like yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
With like a box with a hole in it. Cats like boxes.
Yeah, I think so.
They do. My cat loves a box.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Pokes her head out and she's like, "Don't come into Fort Kickass."
Cuties not allowed.
Pretty much.
That's fantastic.
As you guys are outside of this clinic, you see a family of half elves. Looks like a mother and father and a young girl. Probably like, it's kind of hard to judge with a half elf, but looks to be about 6 to 10 years old. She's wearing this like lion's mane kind of costume. She's just very sadly like holding on to her mother's hand and kicking rocks and stuff. She's like, I wanted to go to the zoo today. And they're like, sorry, we didn't know they were closed. They're never closed on it.
We have a mobile petting zoo. It's still open, free of charge.
And she gets very excited, like, can we?
We got
the parents are mobile petting.
We got a baby puffin.
Zoo.
We got a crab. We got a goat. We have a chicken. We have an ox.
Yep.
And
a talking cat.
Talking cat? Where? She looks around. And she sees the tail picking over. She's like, oh, is he up there? And the tail retracts.
Mittens, there's a fan.
He walks over to the side. It's Minton, not Mittens.
You should...
Hello, little girl. Do you want to be a lion? She says, like, yeah. It's like, well, you won't be. Goes and he sits back down.
Oh, what a champ. Oh.
The girl's just, why is he so mean?
We said he could talk. We didn't say he would say nice things.
We did not.
The parents are, it's
free.
Charging for this.
It's free.
The goat bleats from your guys'
Mhm.
cart, and she perks up and like, "Oh, they have goats there too, right?" And then the parents are like, "Yeah, there's goats," and they bring her over to the edge of the cart, and she can just kind of barely see over. It's kind of high, but you see the goat and the chickens. So you have like all of the animals in this cage,
Yeah.
or any of them are being carried. Okay,
Well,
so
Puffin Daddy always hangs out with me, so I could pull out Puffin Daddy. And I think Brian
okay,
Crabston just hangs out in the watering trough inside.
yeah, that's kind of what I imagined too. So yeah, he's in there. You can't really see him, definitely from the ground angle, or whatever, but the goat's definitely there. It's still got its wound on its neck, and its legs are a little bit broken.
Didn't we have
It's-
2 goats at one point?
I think he did.
Yeah. I think didn't one of them no, because that was all she got. They got attacked by the Grusk.
I thought we had a
Yeah.
second goat. Did I just not
We
name
had a second
it?
chicken.
You had 2 chickens. You might not have named. I do remember giving you 2 goats, but I don't remember one of them ever coming into play.
Getting a
I think
name.
that's what happened.
Because
is you just
we didn't name it because it was supposed to be a sacrifice, but then I rescued it and it went for the goat that we named.
That's right.
yeah.
Okay,
I
I'm
think that's what
adding
happened.
another
So
goat.
yeah, there's another goat that is just unscathed and looks fine. There's this other goat that's a little bit more sad and kind of
I've
limps around
noticed
a little bit.
this other goat that is unscathed. He stays out of safety. He stays in safety because he's always looking, he's always watching, he's always seeing things. So I was thinking like he's got to have like a name involving like sight. So I think I'm gonna name him Goat C.
What's that one's name?
It's Goat C. And only
God.
the
Okay,
dad
we're
reacts.
He ushers the 2 of them away. As they're walking away, you hear the girl perk up, like, "Why was that one hurt?" He was like, "I don't know. We're not asking any more questions. We're going."
we are the scuzzy petting zoo.
Tell your friends.
The dad turns around and kind of
On second thought, tell your enemies.
This one was free. After today, it's going to cost a D4 gold. Come check out Goatsy for a D4 gold.
Put a sign out.
I need to call it like small, minor. Like I have to have like tiers. I'll do that sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we need to get like some trained ponies and a quick fence that we can put up, and then we just tie the ponies to a stake and we let kids ride them around in a circle.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Everybody likes that.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Or maybe some geese that we can, have people try to feed, and then the geese can attack them.
Oh, it's like we could call it ultimate tag. We just have an area roped off with a bunch of geese in it. Then we put a bunch of geese food in their pockets and throw them in there. And like,
it's a children's exhibit.
Yeah. Good luck. Fucking Cobra chickens are active today.
Last kid gets a prize.
Last kid standing gets to keep their own Cobra chicken. Real popular with the orphanage.
It's a danger petting zoo, is what I'm hearing.
It's over interactive.
Overly interactive.
Next time we come across prairie wolves, we should just try to recruit some. That's all I'm saying.
I was slightly surprised that you didn't try to go for one.
Only because they ate Hennifer Garner. If they wouldn't have hurt,
it did put a dampener on things.
Yeah, it fucked things up.
That's fair. But yeah, with that, I was imagining you guys probably wanted to head to the petting zoo today. Or
If
was
we
there another attraction that was
did,
catching
we
you
already did our
guys?
long rest. Yeah.
Yeah, you did your long
The only
rest.
thing I want to do is check out the Grand Bazaar.
Mhm.
How bizarre.
Because I'm looking to see if I can acquire just a small vial of spider venom.
Okay. Do that. That is back on the other side of the bridge.
Okay.
Like the main part of it, where that's kind of the direction you saw those carts with the white stones being brought to.
We'll leave the
so we had that.
others to watch the petting zoo today, and the three of us can go shopping at the Grand Bazaar.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So as you guys head towards Grand
Does-
Bazaar, you go back over.
Does the Grand Bazaar, it's just named Grand Bazaar?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what they should have named it? How
What?
bizarre.
They could have named it that. They did
John
not.
gets it.
I do.
I don't.
It's a
The
song.
song immediately started playing in my
Uh-huh.
head.
How
Yeah.
bizarre.
Oh,
Ding, 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 ding.
How bizarre. How bizarre.
Yes, Howe with an E. It's named after Alfred Howe. It's Alfred Howe's Bazaar, or just Howe Bazaar for short.
you guys travel back over the bridge. It's just a few minutes from where you're at. You start seeing more and more of these shops kind of popping up. The road starts to narrow in. You just see there's like seas of tents and things. Some of them are multi-layered. Some of them are built around shops that are permanent structures that have multi-stories. It's just this massive, massive market of people. All sorts of people wearing different colors of clothes and things too. You see a lot more variety of the races and ancestries here as well. You see some like half giants poking their heads way above the crowd. You see bits and leaves of branches of all sorts of various leshies and stuff too, every so often poked through. Lots of different people, lots of different things. Is there, as you said, you're looking for like a spider venom vial?
Yep. Just a little one.
Sure. So you go through, you're looking, you see people have like, a lot of them are like kind of the first area that you're in seems to be a lot on like metals and things. It seems like every kind of area has a little bit of a theme or a section of people that are like trying to compete against each other of certain types of stuff. So first that you walk through is all these kind of precious metals and pendants and things. Towards the edge of that, you see there's a shop that has all these different, looks like spell casting focuses.
Mm-hmm.
There's all sorts of like this mystical looking artwork and stuff that they've got above it. And that's one of the only ones too that's got this like glass case over a lot of the stuff. A lot of everything else is open. Pass through there. You're in like the fresh fruits and produce type of area. There's a lot more like lots of weird plants and things that you haven't really seen anywhere else before. There's a lot of the normal stuff, but you see like weird fungus and stuff and giant weird colored fruits that you don't really know where they're from. You hear animals and stuff too, kind of bleeding that seem to be like tucked away, maybe behind some of those counters. As you pass through that section, you start to get to where there's more like potions and trinkets and that kind of thing.
Okay.
That's where you suspect you'll probably find this.
Yeah. Like an apothecary kind of thing or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you wander through, there's one that catches your eye. It's got its deal, like it's a lot more kind of darker in attire. They have a lot of vials of things, and like you see that there's their emblem of their little shop is a dagger, and it's dripping just a bit of poison on the end of it. And you see there's this old woman that's kind of hunched over. She's got a little bit of a hood pulled up. See some very nice like beaded necklaces hanging down that are just kind of clinking around. And every so often she's reaching out to point at things as people pass by, and she's got lots of rings and such on her fingers. So walk over. She's like, "Oh, yes, you're something you're catching your fancy, or
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
particular you're looking for?"
Looking for a small vial of spider venom. If you happen to have some.
Spider venom.
Yeah.
You seem to be into spidery things, I can tell.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's
You can see
definitely his thing.
glasses kind of click up. She's had there's a bit of glass, or there's like a pair of glasses hanging down in these beads and things around her neck that she pulls up, kind of takes a look at you. It's like, yes, bit of a theme going on, I see. And she turns around and here's some vials clinked around stuff. She's like, any particular spider or
No particular spider right now.
all right. Hear more things clink around. She pulls out a sack or a little chest. There's like a sack on top of it that she drops, and you hear something shatter. She's like, shit. Pulls this case out, unclicks a few locks, opens it, and spins it around towards you. You see there are just lines of these vials. Two of them are empty. And there's like a third one that's empty, kind of in the middle there. And they're each of these various colors. She's like, take your pick, I guess. There's you see two of them are green, two of them are purple, one of them is blue.
What are the green? So which ones are these, if I may ask?
It depends on what you want the bite to do from the spider. So these green ones seem to sap one's presence, give people a little bit of a downer. No, that's dampen one's spirits in a way. And she points to the blue ones. These seem to be a little bit more foggy when you're testing them. They can mess with one's faculties and such. She points to the red one. So this one just kind of stings, bites. So,
Okay.
and essentially, she's pointing like,
Yeah.
You want to do physical, mental, fortune damage.
Okay. So the red one would do like physical, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
How much for the red one there?
She said, just for this, D4. But if you want it to be
Okay.
last a little bit longer than one application, D6 or D8.
I don't think I'll need that. The D4 should be fine, I think.
Okay.
I've only got a D6. I don't know.
Put it back around and click it back out. Hands it over to you.
All right.
You said you only have a D6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we do have the prairie fox pelt though too.
Yeah.
She'd be willing to trade.
What?
Yeah. Yep, she would.
You know, Miss Spider Venom. What would happen if like I were to like dip one of my arrows into this spider venom and then shoot someone with it?
Well, depending on which one you dipped it in, they would feel a very myriad of effects.
How much would like a D6? How many arrows would that work on?
That would coat your arrow. She'd explain to you the mechanics. Basically, it would last for a long rest.
Okay.
Or for about like 3 encounters worth.
Okay. Which one are you getting?
I'm getting the physical one here, the red one.
So the D4 lasts for 1 encounter when you apply it.
That's fine.
D6 lasts for 3, and D8 lasts for 5.
I'm not using it to code a weapon.
Yeah, this is some weird personal stuff that you're doing.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, I'll trade in my fox pelt, and I would do you have more of the red?
Yes, I do.
Give me a D6 red.
She says these were just the smaller ones, and she goes and pulls out. There's like a bigger vial that she gives to you. And just put down D6 physical spider venom. 3 applications.
Okay.
Do I need to change the die size on the fox pelt, or do I just delete it off?
She's like, there's not really a way for me to, you know, when you're trading with an item like that, she's like, I can just give you the D6 one. Like, that's
Okay. Sure.
I'd feel like you overpaid.
All right. Fair enough.
So she'll take that, and you get also a physical spider venom, 3 applications.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I just need to find a tattoo artist.
There you go.
Do they have any?
Are you
Settle
making them
unrest,
like
because
tattoo you with spider venom?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to increase my focus.
Oh,
you can
that's
definitely
a
do that
good
with
idea.
that if you got a guy. What were you asking, Jake?
do they have any like you know how like when you go to small town shops and they have like a bunch of really really weird Jesus related memorabilia?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Do they have any of those shops here for Daedriel?
yeah, absolutely. Him specifically, there's a lot of Daedriel and Zandaris all over the place. You see like little figurines and such, and like not quite like action figures, but like little statuettes.
Do they got
of them.
Ninja Turtles?
They do not.
Fuck this place.
But you know what we need in our petting zoo?
Turtles.
Yeah.
4 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go down to the river and get some turtles and money.
We're definitely not the only ones that have thought of this.
I want to try to haggle for a D8 worth of kitsch, but only pay D6 for it.
Okay. Sure. And so what type of dealios are you looking for of these like Daedriel things?
Not just any sort of
Trinkets.
Daedriel related curios, like anything that strikes my fancy.
Are you looking for like a multitude of them, or like a single like good one? Like, what are you kind of?
A multitude of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll say you find one such shop.
Thanks
There's
for
like
throwing those subs out there, Steven.
Yeah, thanks. See, there's like a few different stalls there that are dedicated to certain sorts of different like deities and religious artifacts and such. There's one that is definitely quite outfitted with Daedriel stuff. You see them. They see like Daedriel's figure. He looks to be like a person kind of taking like this proud pose, but he's got like a hood over his head. He's got that big like sigil of 2 C's that are however you do that. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way. It's like that's kind of what their symbol looks like, is 2 C's on their chest.
2 snakes meeting. And
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was the riddle of flesh or steel? I don't remember.
The riddle of steel is
it.
for and the Stygians were the 2 snakes meeting.
Joe gets those references.
Yeah. I do not. I just nod.
Fair.
But yeah, you go over to this. You see there's a guy behind the stall. There's like a little kid that is looking through the things at the moment, and he's picking up various ones. Like there's like a bobblehead that he's holding out to the kid, and the kid like grabs it and gives him some coin. They run away to their parents. And he turns to you and like, oh, you're looking for some, don't suppose, bobbleheads. You look a little old for that, but we do have more religious type symbols. If you want a pendant, want something you can engrave on a shield or such. What's your fancy?
Oh, I'll tell you what. How about a couple of pendants, a couple of bobbleheads, and basically I just want to pick out like a D8 worth of stuff. And then try to say, but I'm a little strapped for money this week. If I could perhaps get some sort of a discount for buying the whole package all at once.
He strokes his beard at that. Looks at you. We'll say this would be a Probably a compel test.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
make that.
I'm there with you, right?
Yep.
I can gladly assist because I am pretty decent at compel.
Yeah.
Would this be common or urban?
It is definitely society.
Heyo.
One success.
I
Okay.
will. I'll try to push it. Okay.
Okay.
Did you include the extra D6
Take.
for me?
So I'll say. Oh yeah. Did you add the help?
Well, I
for-
shared a context with it, so I didn't know if that counted towards
So
it.
you get the context is its own die, and then if he's helping, this an additional d6 that's added into the pool. So you would put like a 1 modifier in that,
And then roll
And then
that
I-
one again.
and then roll
yeah,
that
since I
again
pushed
because you pushed.
Oh,
Yeah.
double
Okay.
force.
Okay, that's fine. I'll say with the 1 success though, and that 1 damage, take that in your fortune.
All right.
As he like, you drive a hard bargain with that. And what is it that you're offering to trade?
D6 in gold.
Oh, the D6 go. Okay. Yeah, I'll say trade that. Do a D8 of Daedriel merchandise.
All right.
He pulls out, he's got like a small crate of those. See, it's just kind of various things. There's a bobblehead in there. There's a few pendants. There's a like a shirt, not like a t-shirt, but like kind of like this almost tunic that goes over armor kind of well. It's like open on the sides. They each have these holy symbols and such. He'll be willing to part with it.
Perfect.
Alrighty. With that too, as you guys are doing this last transaction here, Minton perks up and you just use bell jingle a little bit. If I smell that stench again, oh, it's awful. You guys don't smell that?
No.
Looks down at you.
Sniff real hard.
Actually, I'll use my discern cantrip to see if I can
Yep.
pick up anything.
He's got like his paw up over his face, making this scowl. He's a horrible, this blight. His fur is all like arched up and ruffled.
Would this be like a cult for the context?
It would be cult or society because you're doing it in the market. So both of those would help you here.
I'll stick with my 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Most of you just like kind of smelling. There's all sorts of crazy smells all over the place. There's nothing really that particularly smells like blight. And from what you've encountered too with blight stuff, there's not really like a stench so much to it that is easily detectable by people. It seems to be like more because he's an animal that he's like picking up this weird bit to it. But with those two, what's your discern cantrip look like as it manifests on you?
Since I'm trying to get a scent in this case, I open up extra nasal passages on my body, much like how most spiders actually breathe through other parts of their.
I'm picturing like small slits over your sinuses and things
down my sides. I might have some butt ones, you know.
Yeah. There's like some in your collarbones. Over your sinuses. A little bit horrific. You guys hear like the weird, and there's almost like this kind of like chittering of spidery type sounds as he's doing this. Is kind of not a pleasant sight at all. A few people kind of give you strange looks there, John.
That's fair.
Look the other way. With those 2 successes, though, that is exactly what you needed. As you're looking around, you catch a whiff of this scent that overpowers you at first. Like it seemed like maybe it was you first catch these like weird fruits and things, but then there's this horrible like acidic, decayish. It's like a mix between like acidy and deserty and death, like all these kind of things mixed together. This weird stench of the blight.
Yeah, Mitten's right.
As you kind of orient yourself towards the direction you're looking for where this is, your eyes first pass over this person a few times. They seem to be the direction. And as you focus in on them, your eyes kind of hurt almost a little bit. It's kind of like the feeling you get when you're cross-eyed or when you've been staring at something, your perspective's off. You see there's this woman that's got this very, not quite reflective, but like a silky kind of outfit wrapped around her. You can tell it's a woman just from like her general figure and silhouette. But something about what she's wearing, like it hurts your eyes to look at her. Like as you look her, your eyes just kind of look past her. It seems to be like there's something about that that's makes it really hard to see her. You see that she's just kind of walking through, and other people are not really paying notice to her. She's having to like dodge out of the way of people. You see, like people aren't really parting naturally as someone would when people are walking through. She's just ducking through and see her.
I'll kind of try to quietly and subtly like call her out to the others if I can. Like it hurts
she's a ways off that you imagine she probably wouldn't hear her.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No,
it's not like a physical pain. It's not like it's attacking you or whatever, but it's just kind of like that feeling of eye strain.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Take a look at her.
Okay. It's gonna feel uncomfortable, but if you look there, really look, you can see her. It's
with him pointing it out, you guys are able to see it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys see that same kind of thing. Your eyes just kind of pass over, and it's really hard to focus on her. But as you do, you get that weird like strain in your eyes.
What is she again?
You just see it's like a woman figure. She's wrapped in this weird silky kind of cloak cowl. It seems to be doing something weird with your eyes as you try to look at her. It's like this enchantment to make her just blend in and you overlook her. And you can see it works on everyone around her too, because they don't seem to be like, she's just kind of weaving her way through this crowd. They don't really seem to be taking notice of her either.
Is she a human? Like, do we have a hair color, height, anything like that?
She looks to be either around elvish or human height.
Okay.
A little bit taller, kind of slender form. Doesn't seem to be like built out or anything. It's hard to get too much. You don't see her face. She's walking away from you guys.
Okay.
She doesn't have any hair or anything hanging out. Like it looks like this. She's covering her pretty much her entire body with this fabric that's got this enchantment.
Okay.
As she's walking through.
Well, you all remember that it was either Menton's or the bird thing was talking about some lady that showed up with the birds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minton said that right before he was attacked by the bird, there was a lady that smelled just like it that came by the brewery. And then the next day he was attacked and killed by the bird. They both smelled the same of blight.
Okay. And so Menton's confirms that this lady smells like that lady.
It's like, I think that's her.
What direction is she headed? Is she headed?
She's heading kind of north and back towards like one of the main open like walkway. There's kind of like few main thorough roads. Just going towards one of them. You can see that's the one that kind of goes towards. But you haven't seen which direction she's going to go. But like one way of it goes over to where the teleporter gates are, and the other one leads back to like the other main road that would bring you to the bridges and things.
Would it be fair to assume that I've got some chalk on me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do.
All right, guys. How about I follow her, and I'll use chalk to mark the path I'm going.
Okay.
I mean, unless you guys want to sneak with me, but I'm sneaky.
Oh, yeah, you're better at it than I am.
Yeah. She's pretty far off, but I have a sneaking suspicion she's heading for the teleportation stuff.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I'll see if I can follow her there, and I'll mark, just, keep an eye open for my marks on the ground and
Sure.
follow those.
Okay. Should we
Yeah,
circle
that's
back and
it.
grab
You
the
guys
others?
have to leave pretty quick because she's getting towards the edge of your
Yeah.
sight there.
The three of us got it. Recon mission only.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that, you break free of the cart, and Minton's still like putting his paws over. He's like, I don't want to come along anyways. It smells horrible.
She does.
He's just kind of putting his head down. He follows. Chuck, make a conceal or any sort of other test that you think would work.
Conceal's fine.
Say conceal's probably the go-to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
One success is good.
I want to push
Yep.
2 successes,
Two's
and
better.
I'm going to use risk assessment to ignore those ones.
Okay. Yep. That's fair.
Okay.
So yeah, you see that you were like, you're almost about to lose sight of her. You're about to bump into someone, and as you do, they kind of like almost tumble over this wheelbarrow, and you just catch it, and then keep going through. So we'll say that's what your risk assessment is, as you narrowly avoid causing a little bit of commotion there.
And I'm using plenty of chalk on the ground to mark where I'm at. That way the others can easily follow. Yeah,
and you're just kind of dotting it behind you. It's not hard for them to follow too with that. I'm not going to make them roll with how far back they're hanging. And 2 successes is great. You're able to keep right up on her. You're able to mark with your chalk. She gets to like that kind of main line that could go either towards the teleportation gates or towards the main part of roads that splits to where all the river crossings are. And she kind of pauses there for a little bit, and she stands in place. She has to step out of the way for some people that are just kind of walking past her. And she's looking down the road. You see another one of these wagons with these white rocks is being escorted and pulled down. You see a few other kind of wizardly looking people that, not like the adventuring wizard types, but more like the academic types.
Sure.
Just the way that they're kind of carrying themselves, and you see that they've got like a wand tucked on their side, and definitely present themselves as like a caster type. And they're just kind of berating people, and like they're yelling at the people in the cart, like, "Oh, careful with that! Careful with that! It's very expensive." This cart passes by, and people are kind of making room for this cart to pass through the road. And as it passes her, she just walks behind it and starts following it towards the gates.
Okay. I will continue to follow just to confirm that she goes through the gate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So continue following. The rest of you make it to that main road. And with your second success there too, I'm not going to make you roll again. Follow. You see that there's just kind of this train of these wagons slowly moving because there's so many people in the way and stuff. There's this big archway that there's a few buildings, things are kind of connected to it. It's leading through. You see there's like a set of gates that could be dropped. Looks like this is like one of the old walls that you're passing by. Goes through it. There's a few guards that are posted by it that aren't really checking people, but they're just kind of looking around, and they see the people in the cart, and they just kind of nod at them. They pull through. And you see that there's like several tents and tarps and things that are kind of raised up. And you see a sign draped over that says like caution gates construction zone. And you see there's like people making sure that people aren't walking around too close to this area. The woman just follows right behind this cart as it goes through, and see the guards like look over everything, and they pull out a little clipboard, they mark some stuff off, passes through, goes over to the site. Very often you see like weird lights and stuff kind of flash from back in there. Hear people doing a lot of like physical manual labor, and you hear people yelling out like, "Oh no, over there!" Like just all the kind of stuff that you would hear on some sort of construction site like that. Yeah, you just see her follow this cart as it goes into the site. No one seems to notice her.
Okay. I'm not going to risk it right now, so I'll wait for the others to catch up.
Yep. They all catch up. You're just kind of sitting there, poised, looking towards. Saw that she disappeared. Hasn't come back around.
Oh boy, yeah. She went into the construction zone, following behind a cart of white rock.
I don't think that's a good thing.
No, maybe we should
Do
get the arm
people-
wrestling champions of the city in on this one.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. The other thing is the people working at the site, do they have like a common form of dress? Is there like a dress code?
You do see that they have kind of like the city colors on all of them. They're wearing, because the city has like this white, gold, and purple. Anywhere that you see, like guards kind of have this. Guards have more of a purple with gold and then some bits of white. And then these people are doing the construction stuff. The white is more prominent. But they seem to be like city employed volunteer workers and such that are building this thing. Some people are mixed in that aren't wearing those colors. Like the wizards that are there are not wearing those colors, although a few of them do have like emblems and iconographies of Daedriel. But don't see like a single thing. But
okay,
I'll be right back for a second.
Sure.
Okay. So, yeah, she went in there. Definitely, probably not good.
No.
Clothes she was wearing did not have the white, gold, or purple on it. It was kind of like this. There's this weird, like silvery greenish kind of color to it. Think of like a velvety light green that would have like a lot of whites and stuff in it as it catches light.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it looks like.
Well, yeah, we could certainly go tell the Echo Wardens and let them go in there and force.
Yeah. I mean, if they believe us and want to check it out.
I mean, we did say, or,
we did mention it before.
Yeah, and we did take care of one of their own and return us coins. So hopefully that should give us some. Yeah. I think that might be a good idea. I mean, we can certainly go in there and scout it out, but we are going to be having to hide from the construction people and find her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you definitely don't see, like, as you're trying to scour, like, is there a common dress code type thing? You don't see like normal random people walking through there.
Yeah.
Every so often, like, people will come up kind of towards the edge of the construction site, and then you'll see them kind of talking, pointing at it, seem to be like pointing at it as if, like, oh, look, cool, they're gonna build this thing. Some people are arguing with guards and such around the area too. There's like little groups of that. But
we could certainly
like common people in there.
We could certainly get them, see if we can get them to go in, and we could go in as well. Let them do their big, heavy-handed investigation, and we can do
our thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, let's go talk to them.
Agreed.
Sure. Yeah, and you're not too far from the Enclave, so now that you're back on the other side of the thing, you just follow that main road, turn off a little bit, see this Gothic architecture again, big skull, hear more loud guys.
Yeah, let's go find inside. Galactica.
Yeah, Galacticus.
Galacticus, that's it.
Wasn't Galacticus the halfling?
Yeah.
Yeah, he and I are friends now.
Yep.
Yes.
Trial by combat.
Yeah, the Galacticus the halfling. Like he looks like a slightly short human, not like a half.
Yeah.
Who was the big guy we talked to? TR something?
Agamir. There were two. So Agamir was the blonde
Okay.
guy with the huge chin.
Fabio.
And
Fabio.
then up top, Albert was the like businessy
Okay.
guy. Who
Well,
looks like
let's
you get the vibe from him that he used to be like an Echo Warden's kind of like the retired type now. Is just
Yeah.
doing businessy stuff.
Yeah.
well, let's go talk to Agamir and Galacticus.
All right.
Yeah.
You step in. You see that the table's still like kind of half propped up, like sagging a little bit, and there's some chairs like wedged underneath it. And they turn around. And, you see Galacticus put his hand out. He's like, "Hey, back for round 2 there, buddy." I'll use my bad hand this time.
No, I learned my lesson. Listen, I'm sorry about being a dick yesterday. Like, my pet chicken died, and like it was a rough day, and I took it out on you. And I want you to know, I think it's pretty cool that there's a halfling out there as fucking swole as you.
You took it out on me, but
Well, it
that's
doesn't
the way
mean
to
I
think of
was
it, I guess.
successful.
That's fair.
Hey, we need
I
help.
had no hard feelings.
Oh, good. We need help.
With what?
There's a creepy echo wizard lady floating around the construction zone, and we think she may be the one who is responsible for Balthasar's death. Was that his name? Ballastar's death.
Ballastar, yeah. Construction by the docks? Construction?
The ring, the gates.
Oh.
Yeah,
Teleportation gates.
she's hard
Bizarre.
to see. She's
She's
wearing
got-
some sort of garment that makes the eye not want to follow
Like
her.
chaos echo cloak kind of thing.
Yeah. She was Minton caught her scent, and I got my own things, and yeah, she smells real off. Real off.
Agamir turns. He said, as he turns to you guys, he asks, you said you think she's responsible for Ballastar's death?
Yeah, so this is going to be some of the weirder things we say today. We have...
Should we bring Minton in?
They'll get Minton, and I'll start explaining. So yeah, we have an immortal talking cat. The immortal talking cat, Minton's, right here.
Minton. Not
I said it right.
Mintons.
Minton. I said it right that time.
You were close.
Fuck.
Just
I'll
no
get it
S.
eventually. Minton. When the creature that killed Balstar showed up at the inn that Minton was staying at, he reported a strange woman that smelled exactly like the woman that we saw and followed into the gate construction area. She was the one who brought the bird that attacked them and did eat Minton, but we were able to save Minton. And it's also the bird that killed Balstar. And when we cut the bird open to get Minton out, Balstar's head was in its gut.
Minton nods and spell jingles a bit like, yep, there's this strange smelly woman, reeked of blight, had a bird the next day. It fought very unfairly, otherwise I would have won. Forgot to mention that, but other than that, the rest of your story is true. Your large friend that resembles you folk was just ahead in there. So, as such.
So we would
I
like
saw
you...
her again, smelled her again, and yeah, he corroborates your story.
Yeah. We would like you all to go in and enforce and see if you can find her. And we'll go in sneaky magic style and also see if we can find her. And hopefully with all of us working together, we can stop her before she destroys the gate project or whatever corrupts it. And then also hopefully get revenge for Balstar, because he was a very awesome dude.
Agamir stands up with that and it's like, absolutely. If you think this is the one that got Ballastar, like,
I do.
I'll be the one to see it through with you. 'Cause I'm actually the only one that's from here. The others are passing through, so I'll have the best luck of talking with the guards and such.
Okay, well, you should bring them anyway. I mean, you smooth things over with the guard, and then we just fan out because she's hard to see. Like, you have to try hard to see her, and it makes your eyes hurt. Like fucked up magic shit. It's from like this weird cloak she's wearing, like he said.
Yeah.
He nods. Like, well, what do you think, guys? And they all absolutely, and they're all standing up, and you see even Winterleaf gets up and kind of creaks along. So, we should go, he says in a very lower kind of voice. With that, you've recruited all of the Echo Wardens.
Nice.
Walk behind you.
What kind of die do I add on my character sheet for them? Like, because they're part of the petting zoo now. We are going to get a lot of business with them in the petting zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Why are so many moms dragging their kids to the petting zoo?
Very different business. Different demographics than doing that.
Yeah.
It's a multiple petting zoo and Echo Wardens and you. It'll be a book.
The animals are to distract the kids. That way, the parents can enjoy the rest of the petting zoo.
That you guys set out, you walk down the street, approach the construction site. Agamir walks up to the guards and starts speaking with them. They seem very confused, and they're shaking their heads and looking back at each other like, no, there's no way a woman got through. We've been checking every cart and everything. Like, no one's got through unless we've...
I'll go up and help confirm the story. And
I'll put on the tabard and pendant I got in my box of sacred kitsch.
Okay.
And then I will confirm the story as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That helps. Are you bringing Minton with you as well?
I mean, we're all there.
Yeah.
Unnoticed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I can.
What were you saying there, John?
I was saying I'm going to try to be unnoticed. That's what I'm...
Oh, okay.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah. Yeah. You hold back so they don't really get some strange vibes mixed in there.
Really
if you want to make a compel, you can take an assist die there from Al.
Okay.
Just up the modifier by 1 at the bottom. And it's society.
Oh, look
2
at that.
successes. There you go.
Nice.
I'm not going to push.
All right. Yeah, and 2 successes is fine. With all of you guys here and Agamir talking to them, they kind of shake their heads back and forth. They're like, well, I mean, there are a lot of people that are unhappy. This would be a different approach, I suppose, but there's no harm in looking around, I guess. Just don't touch anything. Stay away from stones, and definitely stay away from any glowing anything that you see.
That's
on the other side of those tarps. It's
absolutely. I don't want to get accidentally magic to death. Yeah.
Yeah. They're partially constructed, so touching any part of it means partially teleporting. It's very
that
messy.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah.
So like if I put 1 foot inside the teleporter, half of my body will be gone.
Yeah. Something like that.
Okay, good to
Whoever
know.
would do
Good
that.
So we just got to find this lady and push half of her into it.
Yeah.
Just trip her into one of them.
With that, you're allowed through, come around, Echo Wardens in tow. Are you letting the Echo Wardens like lead, or are you behind? Like, how's this
I'm letting the Echo Wardens do their thing. Like, my intention is to let the Echo Wardens go do their thing, and we break off and do our thing separately. Like, pincer this thing.
Is can I throw out my discern cantrip again?
Yeah.
Just to give us a better thing of what we're doing here.
So the DC's lower now that you know what you're looking for. And you're out of the bazaar too, so
A little less distraction.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. Can I use my context reroll?
You can. Yep.
Okay.
If you have society or occult.
I have both. So
Nice.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
do
just gonna
your reroll there?
before I even push it.
Yeah. It's rough when the one's on one of the empowered dice.
Does that count like it's 2 ones or something?
No, it's just you. It's like one of the dice that are hurt for the because it re-rolls the dice that are like it keeps track of which dice were. So
Okay.
like it doesn't do the roll again with the free dice. It like picks the dice
Oh,
that are
okay.
not ones and re-rolls those. So if your empowered dice is a 1, then you don't get the 5-6 chance. It takes that nice dice out,
Okay.
which sucks.
There.
But when I had it not do that, it made the math like way too far in you guys' favor. But yeah, 1 success, that's good. So you do this again. Get some interesting looks from a few people that look at you. None of the like main people notice you doing this, but some of the workers just kind of look at you strangely again. You look out,
The
smell
echo
the
word
stench.
probably go.
Yeah. And they're looking around. You see that Agamir's got his hammer in his hand. It's not like two-handed it, but he's just got his hand like right underneath like the hat, like the main head part of it, where it's easiest to carry just with one hand. He's looking around. He's got his hand up like this. He seems to be not seeing anything too well. You see the others are also kind of pouring around, and some of them are looking at the gates here and there. He said, like, that's just a strange looking lady in some weird glowy cloak, you said, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, pay attention to your nose too, because she had a stink to her.
And he starts sniffing stuff. Sean, with that 1 success, you pick up the stench. She's still here.
He's
Look
here.
around. You see.
No, go ahead.
Through this whole area is pretty. It's kind of like circular in construction. You see, there are 3 of these gates that are being built on the ground. They're not like vertical. You go through. They're like they look to be just large circles on the ground that you would when their construction is completed, you would go over them. Ritual would be done, and everything on the platform would be teleported somewhere. You see, one of them is like mostly completed, the other one is not, but all of these white stones are being laid out. Like there's kind of like the normal stones you see in the rest of the city construction, but these gates are only using these white stones. Some of them have things etched into them. You see a bunch of like craftsmen that have these fancy looking tools for cutting glyphs into them. There's a few wizards that are doing ritual spell type stuff. And John, your stench picks up on the far side, all the way from really wrapped around the edge of the construction.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting or standing, looking back towards you, and you see her face for the first time.
Okay.
Your senses are heightened, so you're able to pick it up a little bit better. You see it's definitely a woman. She's got a little bit of a darker complexion. See, she's got the pointed ears of a half elf.
Okay.
Kind of like the slightly longer features of that. And at first you're like, well, usually blighted people have this kind of like amorphous, just their skin's all screwed up looking. Similar to that of what you saw in the Grusk, like usually just their skin is, you can't really tell any features on these people. Her, you definitely can make out like she's got these piercing, like dark eyes. You do see there's like this kind of scarage that comes up from her neck and is on part of her face, and her mouth kind of is not closing correctly because of that.
Yeah.
One of her eyes is like a little bit cloudy on the side. She's just looking down. and she's looking at the construction of this, and she catches that your gaze is meeting her. She looks to her side, make sure there's nothing that you could be looking at, and her gaze follows back on you. She runs off to the side to try and get away.
He's on the move. There.
Chase. Chase.
And that's where we cut it
Oh, shit.
for tonight.
Good. Perfect.
Going into a chase of a crazy stinky lady.
Crazy stinky lady. She is going to be hard to shoot.
Yep. Gosh. She is definitely not the standard DC to hit if you're trying to shoot at her.
Yeah, because it hurts your eyes when you look at her.
Yep. Yeah, next time we'll see if you guys catch her, see what that's about, see what the Echo Wardens are able to do, see if anyone accidentally falls into one of the gates.
Oh, that would be rough.
Oh wait, Dan's gonna be here, so
It's true.
I
The
don't
area
think-
is closed in too, so like she runs off to the side, but like this whole area where you're standing is like the only way to really get in and out unless you go over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I failed any rolls tonight.
I didn't. Well,
You
no.
failed a roll
yeah, I
against.
did.
You failed a contested roll
yeah.
Oh, nice.
when you got smashed through the table.
It was my first one I passed. My second one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you took a fallout from that.
Well, I pushed it,
Just
though.
a
Does
bit.
that
Yeah, you
count?
did.
Does contested, because I still had a 6 on it.
Yeah. So it's failed. Like the DC was what he got because
Okay.
it was
Okay.
contested.
I'm on
So
board.
even though
then.
you got a success, you were
Okay.
well below
Yeah.
what you needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, let's see. We'll go through the questions. Everyone participated in the session. I think everyone failed a roll at some point. Maybe.
I mean, I used the thing for a reroll, but does that count?
I'd say yeah.
Okay.
If you had to use the reroll because you failed the roll and then you rerolled it.
Yeah.
You made progress on the story.
Nice.
You learned a little bit about the Echo Wardens. You learned that there's some blighted people that are getting more closer to towns and things.
Yeah.
Which is a little weird. This lady ran into her story. Any other bits of story that?
I think that was
so.
the big thing.
Yeah.
Is we got the pendant turned in. We found out about the lady.
Pendant was a big part.
We've taken active measures to try and capture her.
Yep.
Yep.
Which I wasn't expecting you guys to have Echo Wardens to help in this bit, so that'll be really funny. But I'll allow it. Did anyone gain or remove Fallout?
Yes.
So
I
Rudigar
removed it,
and
yes.
Al. Yep. Get the XP for clearing it too. Special, did you earn or did you think you did anything extraordinary this session?
I didn't die,
Yeah.
but I did arm wrestle someone I had no business arm wrestling. And I did okay at first.
Yeah. I'd say I'd give it to you for that. Like that was definitely an extraordinary event.
Yeah.
You broke a table with your body from an arm wrestling match.
I did.
Yeah.
Totally did that on purpose.
I'd give it to you for
Super
that.
purpose.
Yeah. And then we didn't do downtime. But
Yep.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. So everyone should have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-ish, about 4 or 5.
I got 5.
I got 3.
Okay, 3.
I got 3.
I got
Okay.
5.
Okay. It's fine. I don't know
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we'll pick it up next time to see how the Echo Wardens help you capture this lady.
Yeah.
What all that
Sounds like a plan.
entails. And we'll see Dan trip into a gate and get halfway teleported.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It'd be. I would imagine it'll be either me or Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was a player, it would be me.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be
Yeah,
on
but you do it on
purpose, though.
purpose.
That's
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah.
You'd be like, but will it? Okay.
Is this an elevator? Kind of. It moves you
What
through
happens
time.
if I stand half on and half off this time teleporter? A big mess in the town square. That's what happens.
You
That's
get
what
a little bit
happens.
misaligned. Trauma for people that see it.
I cast trauma and eviscerate myself.
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
All right. With that, what else do we have going on in the channel there, Chuck?
Nothing channel wise is happening on Saturday. Sunday, hopefully, we'll be recording a new Pathfinder session. Wednesday, Dungeon Crawl Classics. We are continuing Night Below. The party is surface side right now, preparing, getting ready for things, and then delving back down.
Getting ready to make Texan orcs, cattle ranchers.
That's true. Yeah, they are. They did come. Jeremy's character married the leader. Well, Jeremy's character murdered the lead of an orc group, married her daughter to become the new orc king, and now you all are getting them set up to be cattle ranchers on the surface, which was actually surprisingly in the Night Below adventure book. It's there in chapter 1. Who'd have thunk it?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I'll let John talk about Pathfinder.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, we've got more episodes of Oops All Goblins coming out on the Defenders of Cobalt YouTube channel. And then soon we'll be wrapping up Oops All Goblins, but we'll be starting something new. And we'll tease it soon. What that's going to be. Should be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And then Friday, we'll be back doing this. Maybe with Dan, maybe with an Alex, or
Hopefully.
with these three.
That'd be cool.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Either way, more the merrier. But yeah, we'll see how you guys deal with this lady. See how the Echo Wardens help out in this, as I have to rethink what this encounter will look like now.
Yep. You're welcome.
I was not expecting, let alone 3 Echo Wardens.
That's just an excuse to beef her up there, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well,
they're
you'll
just
see.
gonna go they're gonna throw slabs of gate stone at her to try and teleport away whatever gets hit.
That'd be funny.
I could probably do that.
You should do that.
Encounter's going to go a lot different than I expected.
I've
I thought
already.
you guys were going to go to the petting zoo tonight, but you'll have that for next session now.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I already spent some of my XP for tonight. I bumped my ranged up to 3.
Ooh.
Oh, nice! You did
Cost
the
me
4 XP.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I picked up 5 tonight.
Maxed
I got
out.
1 left. Is 3 the max for a skill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good to know. So now
Yep.
when I roll a range,
First 2 ranks cost 3, and that 3rd capstone rank costs 4.
So now, hopefully, every time I take a shot at someone, 6 dice with 1 rollover.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, because you have 4, right? 4
Well,
for
my
your agility.
agility is 3. I took charisma.
3.
That doesn't seem right. Charisma and luck are 4s, but I feel like
Your agility should have. You should have recovered that agility point.
Oh, okay. So that'll be 7 going towards shooting as is, and then if I abuse my contacts, that bumps it up to 7 or 8. which is 6
Yep.
and 2 rollover.
Yeah. It's good.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool.
We will see how that goes. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
If I do my shit right, that's 9 die for a shooty attack,
Nice.
Yeah.
which is 3
Yeah.
and 6 and 3 rollover.
Yep. 3 with a 5/6 and 3 with a 6 for success.
Yeah.
I think I like the rollover thing better. It makes the
Keeps the pool
makes the
small.
pool less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just means people who play this in real life will have to have multicolored D6s or like different D6s.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
that'd be the
no.
easiest way to do it. It's just like a pool of 6 normal D6s and then like a different color of 6.
Yeah.
And, or 5 even, because if they're all math
Yeah.
stuff
Math stuff.
And
is better. Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Tune back in a week. Keep playing this, and have a good night.
Goodbye.
Later.
no.